Michael Myers is around, living his best Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle life in the sewers. That is until a young Padawan pulls him out of retirement. And so begins the killing spree in Haddonfield. Again. Get ready for the origins of Michael Myers 2.0 in Halloween Ends. For realsies this time. Hello there, you loose units, and welcome back to another episode of Spicy Boy Reviews. I'm, of course, your host, Andrew Iles. Yes, the fifth and final Halloween review for our Halloween season here. And how are we going to end it? Well, with Halloween Ends, that's bloody how. Directed by David Gordon Green, completing his Halloween trilogy. We open the film going back to 2019, and Michael Myers hasn't been seen for a year after the events of Halloween Kills. But his presence is still felt out throughout the town of Haddonfield. We meet a privileged little shit who is going to be babysat by the sweetest 21-year-old ever by the name of Corey. That is until the kid pulls a prank on Corey, and he accidentally ends up killing the kid. 1-star rating for you on Uber Babysitter, mate. What does any of this have to do with Michael Myers, I hear you ask? Same. Then we flash forward to present day, 4 years later after the tragedy, and we find that Haddonfield is full of obnoxious assholes. Like, every person in this town is insufferable. It's kind of like they walked off the set of a Rob Zombie movie. Wrong timeline, guys! Apparently Michael Myers' previous killing spree has put the town on edge. Even though he's been missing for many, many years, there seems to be an unsettling feeling amongst the locals. And the death toll is on the rise for reasons. Laurie Strode is now living with her granddaughter Allison, and they have a good old time with lots of banter, doing their best Full House. Pies get burnt, smoke alarms go off aplenty, and they spend their evenings talking about boys. Hang on. Did the writers of She-Hulk write the script to this? We are then reintroduced to Corey from the opening little segment of this film, and he's down in his luck, the whole town hates him, thinks he's a piece of shit, and his life is pretty much ruined. Like I said, the whole town hates him. He counteracts that by acting all creepy. And of course, there's a gang of bullies from the local school who like to push him around. You know the kind of bullies I'm talking about we've seen in every 80s teen coming-of-age movie. Although these aren't football jocks, these are band kids. Fucking nerds. He gets into a bit of scuffle with the leader of the group of bullies here, and Laurie Strode takes a liking to him, but he's cut his hand, injured himself, so Laurie takes him to the local hospital to see Allison, her granddaughter, who works as a nurse there, and she plays a little bit of matchmaker. Allison fixes up Corey's hand, and all of a sudden gets a raging lady boner for Corey. This is when the film becomes a bit of a romance story. Wait a minute, what? Yep, it goes full rom-com, establishing a romance between Allison and Corey, while also simultaneously establishing one between Laurie and Officer Hawkins. But of course, it can't be all hunky-dory for too much longer, because Corey bumps into the mother of the little kid that he accidentally killed, and she gives him an ear bashing. So then Corey has a hissy fit, cracks the shit, spits the dummy, and leaves the costume party that Allison brought him to. She really has bad luck with bringing boyfriends to Halloween costume parties. So Corey walks home in a huff, but of course he's confronted by the 80s bullies here, and they're white and privileged. They push him around, and they think they can get away with chucking him off a bridge. Corey lands at the bottom of this bridge, can't be too high because he's not dead, and then he gets dragged into the sewers by something. And no, it's not Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles or Pennywise. He wakes up a little bit groggy in the sewers, and all of a sudden he is choked by, you guessed it, Michael Myers. But Michael Myers looks into Corey's eyes, sees a montage of Corey's life and how much of his life has been fucked up, and then Michael Myers decides to transfer some evil to him for reasons. Yeah, I'm not kidding, that happens. Michael Myers looks into Corey's eyes and sees a montage and transfers evil to him. I'm not getting a good feeling about this. Michael Myers then lets Corey go, and upon fleeing the sewers, he accidentally kills a homeless man. You know what, Corey? Fool me once, shame on me, but fool me bloody twice. Corey now has a new lease on life, and doesn't want to take no shit from nobody. He and Allison continue their Mickey and Mallory romance. And of course, he gets to flex his new psychotic muscles with a local cop who heavily hits on Allison in front of Corey. Of course, Corey cracks the shits, they shirt front each other, yada yada yada. Alpha meathead cop has got beef with Corey. Corey then draws the cop to the sewers where Michael Myers is hiding. And then Michael Myers gets his first kill, which is obvious invigorates him, or he has an orgasm, one or the other. This is where Michael Myers decides to take Corey under his wing as an apprentice. And they go on a killing spree together, Michael Myers showing him the trade of what it means to be a psycho. What the fuck is happening? Laurie starts cracking wise though and starts seeing a shift in Corey that he may be becoming evil just to justify why she's in this movie. It's not long though before Corey pulls an Anakin Skywalker and decides to steal Michael Myers' mask and do it better than him and then go on a killing spree of his own. He murders all the people that have wronged him. Then it inevitably leads up to the showdown we've all been waiting for. Laurie versus Corey. Wait a minute, what? If you're wondering, hey, I'm hearing a lot about this Corey guy and not so much about Michael Myers, you'd be right. I see what the movie is doing. You're trying to do something a little bit different. But don't worry, the homage to Christine, another John Carpenter classic, was not lost on me. Oh, of course, and at the start of the film, Corey and the little kid were watching The Thing by John Carpenter on the TV. And of course, as you know, the original Halloween film in 1978, some characters were watching the original Thing from Another Planet on their TV, which of course Carpenter remade. As subtle as a sledgehammer movie. Now we've got about, 20 minutes left of this runtime of this film, so we're going to have Michael Myers show up. So Laurie and Michael have their epic showdown finally. In about 5 minutes, she pins him to a table and cuts him in all the right places. And that's it! But of course, before the sweet, sweet, godforsaken end credits start rolling, the people of Haddonfield, the cops as well, they tie Michael Myers to the roof of the car, parade him around the town to show the town of Haddonfield that he's dead, and to teach him to stop being fucking dicks. He's gone now. Don't worry about it. And then they chuck his body into some sort of wood chipper, steel crusher thing. The end! Oh no, wait, no. Not quite the end yet. No, Allison has to leave town to get away from these shitheel people of Haddonfield and start a new life fresh. And I hope she took some pocket money for therapy, because looking at the previous 3 films of what she's gone through, she's gonna fucking need it. Then the end. No, wait, sorry, not quite the end. Laurie has to finish her book that she's been writing for this whole film that I'm just mentioning now. And no, not quite yet. No. We have to rekindle that romance between Laurie and Officer Hawkins. And they have a cute little scene on the doorstep. Is it the end? For reals this time. I don't understand what the point of this movie was. Halloween 2018 was a return to form, being a direct sequel to the original film from 1978, and it was fine. It was marketed as the epic conclusion to the first movie, where Laurie and Michael finally have their showdown, and the roles being swapped somewhat, where Laurie seems to be the antagonist. And they were like, nah, to hell with these countless sequels and convoluted storylines, we're going to do our own film. But then they started to do their own trilogy, and their own pointless sequels, and their own convoluted storylines. And the 2 sequels, Halloween Kills and this one, are just pointless. It should have just been one and done. But money. I said it in my Halloween Kills review. There's nowhere really else you can take Michael Myers besides just killing people on Halloween night. He's a mindless killing machine. The story begins and ends there. I understand they were trying something different with this film here, but I mean, when is it going to finally sink in that they've tried and tested that and it just doesn't fucking work? They tried cult witchcraft stuff, supernatural bullshit. They even tried a movie without him. Twice! Now they're doing a blatant passing of the torch storyline. Like pretty much every Halloween sequel, it just shat the bed. There's no returning characters other than Laurie, Allison, and Kyle Richards for a little fan service. No Anthony Michael Hall, so there was no point for his bloody storyline in the last film. And Sheriff Barker shows up right at the end to go, yep, we did it. Well done, everyone. What are you talking about? You did nothing. No one did anything. Like I said before, the 2018 movie should have been one and done. Have your final epic showdown and move on. I feel like Michael Myers has copped it the worst out of the horror greats of sequels.
Stop! He's already dead!
But yeah, the movie was well enough made. It was fine, but yeah, just kind of pointless. It was the origin of a serial killer. Fine, you can do that movie, but you just tacked on the Halloween bloody name and chucked Michael Myers in it for like 3 fucking scenes. Anyway, guys, that's my last review for the season of Halloween. Halloween ends. Yeah, write down below if you've seen it, what did you think of it, and if you're a fan of the Halloween franchise, what's your favourite installment? And of course, if you made it this far into the episode, please give me a thumbs up, because your love and support keeps me going, because I just love movies and I assume you do as well. And of course, don't forget to hit that subscribe icon, because we give out episodes weekly, and I'll see you back here next week for the next review, and until then, happy Halloween, kids.